What would you do if you had a child who you raised to be kind-hearted and loving, but somehow, some way, he turned out to be hateful and prejudiced? Meet Ray. He says his 16-year-old son, Raymond, was a great kid until he got involved with the wrong people. Ray says that his son's hatred toward Jewish people and others has become so intolerable that it has turned their family apart. It's torn the family apart.
Yes.
How?
Well, it's just Ray's totally segregated himself from the family. And
is the family Jewish?
No.
No.
No, the family is Italian and Scottish and Irish and just American. And but Ray was not raised like this, though. There was no...
Why does he hate Jewish people? Because
Ray got involved, I believe, with the wrong people. And he was a teenager searching for something, as a lot of teenagers are today. And these people just happened to come upon him and that, and they just kind of sucked him into
Sucked him into the point where he believes that the Holocaust never happened.
That is wild. I mean, I can't even believe that he even believes that.
Well, let's meet your son and talk to him, shall we?
Great.
Raymond, come on out. Thank you for being here. Why do you hate Jewish people?
I hate Jewish people because Jewish people are for the genocide of white people by race mixing and racial treason.
Wait, so all Jewish people are for the genocide?
Their religion itself calls all Gentiles cattle, which that means that I am cattle to them, and they call us goyim and such stuff like that.
And so that causes you to hate them?
Because of the fact that they hate me, of course I'm going to hate them. And they have...
So all Jewish people hate you?
What?
All Jewish people hate you?
Oh, yes. All Jewish people hate, especially me. But all Jewish people... Oh, of course, and I hate them, but I'll tell you right now...
So wait, do you consider yourself to be a skinhead?
Yeah, I am a skinhead.
You are?
Yeah.
So are you violent?
No, I don't commit crimes. I don't do anything that would put me in any kind of jail position or anything. I go about things the legal way.
The legal way?
By spreading the word, passing out literature, talking to people about
So spreading the word, your word is that the Holocaust never happened.
Well, yeah, the Holocaust did never happen. There's no fact of any of this. They say that they made skin lampshades and bars of humans and bars of soaps from human, all this other crap.
Okay, so human carcasses, those aren't...
A lot of those carcasses in the first place were Germans in the first place that died.
Where do you get your facts, Raymond?
It's in history. In actuality, they have no proof of any of this Holocaust stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Jewish. Here's my good friend Len right here. There's nothing in my religion says I'm supposed to hate people that aren't Jewish. I think you're the one that's hating right now.
Why don't you read the Talmud?
Have you read the Talmud, sir? I have.
Yeah, I have read parts of the Talmud that
I've read the whole thing. There's nothing in there that says anything about hating people that aren't Jewish.
It's all behind your scheme anyways. That's all right.
Wait. What's her scheme? What's her scheme?
Scheme is to act like they like all of us. In actuality, they don't. They don't. Their scheme...
Are you just pretending, ma'am?
No, sir, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she would give the truth.
All right, well, we have two people that are dying to meet you. Let's bring them out. Jenny and Amy, come on out. Nice to see you. Thank you, ladies. Wait, now wait. Amy, you're the mom.
Yes.
Jenny, you're the daughter. And you two are Jewish?
Yes.
And you are willing to welcome Raymond into your home for the day?
Oh, more than welcome. I would love for you to come.
Right.
You say that the Holocaust never happened. Where are 6 million Jews?
There was not even 6 million Jews in Germany at that time to be killed.
Will you do me a favor?
What about all the white Russians that killed? What about all the white Russians that got killed?
I'm not up here to argue with you. Will you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Will you please come home? Come to our house.
Well, it's not my home, but
I'm not asking you to make it your home. I'm asking you to come spend some time with us. Come spend time with her. See that she is a normal teenager.
Can I just ask you a question? How can you hate me if you don't even know me?
Because I know about your religion.
But that's not me. That's what I believe.
That's your religion. That's your religion. That's you.
When you make friends with somebody, do you ask them before you make friends with them? Do you ask them who do you worship?
Well, a lot of people, unfortunately, are fooled by Christianity and these super spooks in the sky and all this. So Unfortunately, a lot of people do
Could
believe
you
in it,
look
but then
at
a lot
me
of people
and see
don't.
that I'm
Fooled about
Jewish?
us too.
Can you look at me and see that I am Jewish?
Yeah, yeah.
I am an American. Aren't you an American?
Yeah, I guess I was born in America, so that makes me an American.
I'm an American too, sweetheart.
That doesn't make us the same, though, does it?
I'm not
Jennifer,
asking you to be my best friend. I'm just asking you not to hate us.
Have you encountered this kind of hatred before?
Yes, I have.
You have where?
At school last year.
So the school you go to, what, there aren't many Jewish people?
No, there's not very many. There's not very many Jewish people in our community.
We commend you, Raymond, for being open enough to spend the day with Jennifer and Amy. I wish you a good time. Thank you. We'll see you next week, okay? When we come back, it will in fact be 1 week later. Can Jenny change Raymond's mind? Find out.
When you begin to hate and when you rob people of their humanity, you rob yourself of your humanity.
Hitler knew how the Jews corrupted things and how they are parasites on civilization. He knew how they had destroyed great civilizations in the past, such as the Roman Empire and Babylonian civilization and so forth.
Welcome back. We were hoping that our next story would have as happy an ending as the two stories we just heard from. Unfortunately, that was not the case. Jenny and her mother, Amy, the Jewish family that was going to spend the day with Raymond, decided after meeting Raymond that he was too filled with hate to be brought into their community and into their home. In fact, they said they were afraid of what Raymond might do. We felt, however, that we still wanted to try to work with Raymond and his dad, and so with the help of Dr. Bonnie Maslin, a therapist, we took Raymond to a place that we had hoped would break down some of his prejudice and would enlighten him on what hatred in its purest form can do to other people, especially to the target of his hatred, Jewish people. We took him to spend an afternoon at the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C. This was Raymond's reaction.
I thought the museum was lacking in a lot of facts. It did have a lot of pictures, but still, when it came down to, a lot of things I wanted to know, it couldn't give me answers for it. I saw a lot of white guilt there. So when white people walked out, they'd be like, "Oh, we're bastards. We can't believe we did this." When actually, I feel that Jews were put in concentration camps for a reason, because of the fact that why would you why would you be against somebody and try and get them out of your country at the same time and still live amongst them? They had an option to leave, they didn't take it, so we put them in camps. It didn't make me feel sad because I knew all of this stuff in the first place, and I don't like Jews anyways. Why did it make me feel sad to see parasites being killed? I don't like parasites, in which I consider Jews parasites.
Joining us now is Raymond and his father, Ray. Now, Ray, how does Raymond's reaction to the museum affect you?
Well, it hurts me. I mean, it's not anything that I'm proud of, and it's not anything that, it's difficult for me to come out and say this, but I feel I need to now. And because to me, there's no need for that. I mean, we live in a world of enough hatred and enough negativism as it is. Why have that now? To see my son up here, who's a very smart, very articulate, very, good-looking man, to be out here saying this stuff like that, it hurts me because he was not taught that from me or his mom. And,
Did you learn anything, Raymond? Did you learn anything at this museum?
As far as what? No, not really.
I mean, you have to admit, in the beginning, when you were here last week, you said that the Holocaust never existed. You have to admit now that the Holocaust did exist.
Oh, well, no. No, I don't believe in the Holocaust. I know that Jews were put in camps, and I know they were separated. I do know. I knew
and you know
that
they
all
were killed. They were burned.
No, but there was
in
never
ovens.
6 million killed in the first place. There wasn't even 6 million in Europe at that time.
Okay, so you didn't learn anything.
No.
Well, I know that you and Dr. Bonnie Maslin did not get along too well, but she wants to say what she has learned from the experience. Let's bring her on out. Dr. Maslin. Welcome. Thank you for being here, and thank you for spending the day with Raymond. What did you learn from your experience?
I took away something very different from the Holocaust Museum. I got a glimpse into the face of evil and cruelty and what people could do to make other people suffer. And I also got a glimpse into something, Ricky, that unfortunately I've seen before, and that is, and everyone out here must listen to this, must, because we can't have a world filled with hate, because you know what happens? When you begin to hate, and when you rob people of their humanity, you rob yourself of your humanity, and your heart turns to stone, Ricky. And when it turns to stone, we can commit terrible cruelties. I have one hope here. I met this man, his father. This is a good man. And this boy comes from a good man and a good woman. And you on this show gave him an opportunity. Your producer, Lynn, was so wanting to show him,
committed to this and to
show him that we could be good and we could be kind and we could make a difference. My hope is that somewhere the seed has been planted. I don't know if it will grow, but Raymond does have a place to come back to where there are the good people.
Who are the good people?
I want you to know also,
right.
I want you to know also that I think there's a terrible exploitation going on here. Probably as bad as if someone was sexually exploiting a child.
It's brainwashing.
That there are vulnerable, I don't know what's going on with Raymond, but I do know what is going on out there, and we have to guard against it. There are vulnerable and unhappy, struggling young people, and there are some adults who use that to a terrible and evil advantage. And we must not let that happen. I want a commitment from everyone out here that the good people will prevail. That's what I want.
That's right.
Now, Ray, I want to ask you, Ray, is there any chance, I know you live in a different state, you live a great deal of distance away from your son, is there any chance that you could move him away from where he's living now?
I'd love to have him come live with me.
Even if I did?
He can come live with me.
Even if I did, it doesn't matter where I live at.
You know, you're more than welcome.
I'm always going to be loyal to my race and try and do best for it.
Yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to say that I don't understand, I never understood how, what he could have against people that he doesn't know, as if like people can control what they were born.
It's not about that. It's not about that.
Well,
what is it about then, Raymond?
It's about, I hate their religion. I hate what they stand for. That's what it's about.
Yes.
What if we had a law that everybody that had no hair wasn't allowed to live in the United States, and you had to live someplace where they would torture you from morning till night? What would you do?
What if? So what's there? Is there an answer to that?
What if it could happen?
It won't. Well,
A lot of things could happen that you think, because now you're young yet. You think you're invincible, but when you get older, you're going to find out a lot of things change.
No, I'm not invincible at all.
I do thank you, Bonnie, from the bottom of my heart for taking the time. I know this was a painful experience, and I really appreciate you taking the time.
But it's one, we have to make a pledge to make a difference.
No, I want to say one thing.
And we have to make, no, the good will have the final word. We will make a difference.
Stand up and not let that happen.
I need to take a break. We'll be right back after this. Don't go away.